This forum does not reflect the official opinion of the Corn Mafia Guild. Rather, it serves as a platform for members and guests to express their individual perspectives and opinions. We hope to create an environment where a variety of topics and conversations can take place, ultimately enriching the experience of our members and guests. We value and respect diverse opinions, and we encourage all to engage in respectful discourse.
Hi-oh. So today is Wednesday, June 7th, 2023, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Our subjects today, we were talking about subjects. I want to talk today about a few different things if we can get to it in an hour without going too far over. Because I got shit to do today. One of them's at, was it DEGA? The
DEGA, the DEGA partnership.
DEGA project, whatever. I'd like to talk about that. I also want to. I was thinking about the SEC, but man, that's just a downer. It's just that's a big downer.
Yeah, and I mean it's only relevant in the United States, right? I think it's like a.
Well, it's going to affect the whole world. You know, it is only here in the United States, but the effect will be felt worldwide, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it might be a benefit to those others, but in any case,
well, oh, you know, like Cardano wasn't that developed here in America? Cardano.
Did you see Jim Cramer calling
Cardano?
Yeah, Solano and Cardano.
Oh, nice. Oh, we got a new name for it then.
See it?
I didn't see it, man. I don't watch the news really too much.
It's so fucking funny. Like, how clueless are you that you can't see, like, what a typical just, like, doddering old man thing to do. Not even get the words on your prompter, right?
I know, right? Can you cut me out a couple pieces of that biddy coin you got? The biddy.
So we don't want to talk about the SEC then. Well, what are you interested about the DEGA partnership? What piqued your interest there?
I don't know. I don't know too much about it, but there has some people have got in touch with me to talk about it on a Twitter space, and you know, like concerns about partnering up with or not partnering. They're not even partnering, are they? They're kind of like, what are they?
Yeah, it's a partnership.
It is?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, they're going to be providing a pretty big service, as I understand it.
Right.
I think it's something it's not like super exciting to, you know, just gamers or whatever, but they're going to be facilitating something that definitely needs to take place, and it's a big win for the project. I'm not super well versed on it. I hope Scruffy unmutes soon, because
is it a technology company that if something happens to them, it fucks us?
That's a good point to bring up. Again,
that's the point that was brought up to me by some people, because they were asking if I was going to talk about it on the Twitter space today. So
gotcha. Well, as I understand it, it's going to be a layer 2, but it's going to benefit from the security of the layer 1. So I mean, a bet against it would be kind of like a bet against the layer 1. But Scruffy, I imagine you probably looked into this a little deeper by now, and you probably have some insight to add.
A little bit.
Oh, hi, Scruffy.
I haven't done a big deep dive in it just yet. But
me either. I know we talked a little bit about it, but I hadn't really gone any further than what we had discussed previously. So in any case.
Yeah, essentially, at least as I understand it, you're right. It's a layer 2 solution. Well, it's kind of, they have a couple things kind of going on. For one, they're talking about a layer 2 solution to help, you know, log all of the transactions, log all of the data, log all of the race results, and anytime you change an asset and all those
right,
things.
because they're dynamic NFTs, so that's going to be like constantly every day when you're working your land plots, updating that dynamic NFT, right?
Yes.
Lots and lots of little like micro saves all the time. So
right. So one of the reasons they're doing it on layer 2 is they can do it a lot cheaper, right? Doing those thousands of transactions on layer 1 would get really expensive. And so there's a benefit there for them, for us, for everybody. Um, as well as the benefit of handling and helping, manage all that data and the mechanisms to be able to write them to the blockchain and all of that. And they're building out that infrastructure not just for Cornucopias but for other projects as well. So that's kind of the other thing, is tools for other projects that want to come in, get going from the ground up. They know there's a basic set of tools that most games are going to need. And so that adds value to the community. Now, Stein asked a question about, if something happens to them, does it blow our game up? No, not really, probably, because, the development team for Cornucopias is going to have a massive amount of input. In fact, as I understand it, DEGA is looking for input from their team. So it's not like they're not going to understand those processes. Yeah, they may be, the programs that do the heavy lifting and stuff in the background to be able to handle all those transactions and writing them to the blockchain and all that stuff. If something happened to them, could those go down? Sure. But I would think, within 24, 48 hours, the team could probably spin up new servers and things like that. So no, I don't think it's catastrophic if something happens to them. But I think it is beneficial in the fact that they're getting a lot of extra help in areas so that they're not going to have to manage so much of the back end. Yes, they're going to have to chime in and say it needs to work this way and that way and things like that. But hopefully it'll allow them to focus more on the actual game development.
Okay. Quiet, cat. So there's nothing really to worry about then. That's good.
Well, anytime you're developing something
well,
catastrophic could
yeah.
happen.
Well,
Right.
I was worried about like rugging and
Oh, no,
stuff like
no.
that, or
If they would just went away tomorrow, the team could probably figure out solutions to it quite quickly.
okay. Well, good. We get that all figured out. All right, next subject. Thanks, Scruff. Oh shit.
Well, I don't know for a fact. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
based on everything I've heard and read, which again, I've done kind of a light dive. But, I also don't think that they would partner with a company uh, doing somewhat critical back end infrastructure unless they had vetted them thoroughly. They talked
Yeah.
about meeting them at one of the conferences, a year or two ago. I think it was 2 years ago, they said. And so the fact that, I mean, in this in this industry, if you're around for 2 years, you're freaking a legacy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna point out the same thing, that this wasn't like a willy-nilly partnership either, that they must have vetted them because they'd been working with them for like over a year, I thought they had said. So, and then if you watch that most recent Kopi Cafe, they interviewed the CEO, and apparently he used to work for IO too and had, good things to say about them. So I'm sure he still has strong connections there. And yeah, just to Scruffy's point as earlier, there's that greater good element too, where they're just bringing these tools to the space that's going to make it easier for people to develop here. And it's really awesome to see Cornucopias just always kind of, you know, they're always right there, bringing in tech that's going to benefit the whole space. So it's a win-win for everyone when Cornucopias wins.
Yes, sir. I was just looking at a tweet from Danny. Danny retweeted one about Army of Spies. Well, she retweeted it quite a while ago, but I just saw the tweet about SEC versus Coinbase.
Did I thought you didn't want to talk about the SEC. You keep trying to bring it back.
I didn't want to talk about the coins, but this looks a little bit different because this is like my on-ramp.
Yeah, they're going at Binance and Coinbase.
Yeah.
They're going against Coinbase now. I heard a thing the other day basically saying that they weren't touching Coinbase. Coinbase is essentially said, if you want to try and come after us, go for it. You know, by all means,
I'd
have at
seen
it.
them say that before too. So
Um, yeah, I know they're going after. Obviously they went after XRP. Obviously they're going after Binance now. Uh, I haven't heard any news on Coinbase unless something came out in the last
Yeah,
24,
the
48
United
hours.
States District Court, Securities and Exchange Commission, plaintiff against Coinbase Incorporated and Coinbase Global Incorporated.
Wow. Okay, that is news. Yeah, I hadn't read my news today, or it didn't come up in my news feed. That's weird.
I read last night something related to that too. I'm trying to find it right now because it was really late and I didn't really look into it, but I was going to look again today. But apparently somebody had like front run on that too and turned like 100,000
Shorten stock.
investment. I can't remember exactly how they did it, but yeah, they ended up turning it into like millions and millions.
Yeah,
and
probably.
they literally had like, it was like a 4-day, timeline to execute. Like they fucking knew, like.
Yeah, insider trading. I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
it had to be they shorted their stock because they are publicly traded. Yeah, again, they're going after all these big guys, and here's what's probably going to happen for most of the big guys, right? They're going to pay a big absurd fine. Or they'll battle it out in court, right? And they'll win some, they'll lose some on various charges, and they'll end up paying a bunch of money each. But what I think is actually good about all this is, while going in front of a court saying all these things, the SEC has to come up with some sort of rule structure and some sort of application process, which everything I've read said essentially doesn't exist. That people have come to them saying, okay, how do we apply? How do we get certified? How do we work within the bounds of everything? So in my opinion, this is one step closer to clear regulation, because all of these big companies, they're making too much money to care about following these guidelines. They're like, just tell us what to do, we'll do it. But it's not clear right now. So hopefully this will lead to the SEC and or any other government organizations, coming up with clear regulations and guidelines that people can actually, the Coinbases and the Binances and the XRPs of the world can go, yep, check off this list. We've done that. We've been audited, da 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 da, and we're in compliance, right? That's all they really want, because they want to be able, they want to be able to make sure they're taxing it correctly, right? That's the biggest thing. The U.S. government wants to make sure they're getting theirs. And everybody's complaint is, okay, well, that's fine. We don't mind doing that, but tell us how. Hopefully this will lead to that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be the best outcome from it, but I feel like it's been so well documented that that's the actual freaking issue, and it's still being blatantly ignored. That it's like, where do you go from here? You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to pin down one of these weasels like Gary. You know what I mean? Like, Congress can't even. So, yeah, hopefully something comes to a bulkhead, and then it just ends up with more clear regulations. But it seems like they're just intentionally keeping it convoluted so that nobody can comply.
Well, again, there are different factions, right, within the U.S. government. There are people advocating for crypto and for regulation and for a set of rules and things like that. Then there's people that are just like, no, crypto's bad, blah 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 blah. Well, I got news for you. At the end of the day, they know it is a monumentous opportunity to generate revenue, and as they say, money talks and bullshit walks, right? So if they clamp down too hard, essentially that's going to move a lot of these companies out of the US and into Europe and Asia and all these other countries. Uh, okay, and continents and all that. But once they start seeing those dollars fly out the door, they're going to sit there and they're going to go, yeah, we need rules. We need to be, we need these crypto businesses to stay here. There's too much money leaving the country. I mean, my God, we just had to raise the debt ceiling, right? And in order to do that, in order to come to an agreement, essentially, they had to cut the budget and say, hey, look, okay, we'll raise the ceiling, but we got to figure out some way to start paying this crap off. Well, guess what? You got this gold mine over here in crypto just sitting there waiting. I mean, it's kind of like the legalization of marijuana, right? What happened? Everybody said, "Oh no, it's bad, it's terrible, blah 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 blah," and then they kind of found out, really, it doesn't do any more harm than alcohol, right? Okay, well, can we make a butt ton of money off of it? Yeah, we can. Okay, let's go ahead and legalize it, and we'll tax it, and there you go.
Yeah, I think that that's probably our best bet right there. One thing that kind of sucks though is I never see any like big headlines for politicians that are like pro crypto. I see people that are kind of like more on the edge, and it seems to me I'm always distrusting of politicians, even if they're supporting the thing that I like. You know what I mean? Because it seems like you're just trying to support, you know, the other demographic to try to get a niche in there. You know what I mean? So like until I see some like actual headway being made, I'm just feeling like these are just buzzwords for those people to try to get our vote. I worry, and this is more the conspiracy side, but I worry that there's more benefit to the state to roll out a CBDC than to keep these companies here. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think they definitely want to do a CBDC. There's no doubt about that, and I think they probably will, right, at some point in time. But going back, excuse me, going back to your previous point,
He swallowed a bug.
he did swallow. Literally, he did swallow a bug. That's exactly what happened. Hold on, let me grab my water.
I'll take over. You grab your water.
Real quick, I'm sorry. I just got something I got to get.
Kaz has it hand up too. Just feel free to jump in when you can, Kaz. It's hard to call on hands too.
I'm sorry, and I know I'm going on a long side diatribe real quick, but let me get this out real quick.
Yeah, drink your water. I don't want you dying on air.
The politicians. First of all, I don't care personally why they're advocating for crypto. I don't care what their motives are. If they're going to get laws passed that help us, I don't care if they're doing it just to be contrarian. That's me. Okay, I'm like just get them done, right? That's number one. And well, crap, I forgot the last one, so I'll let Kaz talk because I
Go ahead, Kaz.
go for it, dude.
Thanks. No, I just wanted to read Brian Armstrong. He's the CEO of Binance. I'm sorry, of Coinbase, I believe. I wanted to read a tweet that I just saw regarding this lawsuit. Regarding the SEC complaint against us today, we're proud to represent the industry in court to finally get some clarity around crypto rules. Remember, the SEC reviewed our business and allowed us to become a public company in 2021. There's no path to come in and register. We tried repeatedly, so we don't list securities. We reject the vast majority of assets we review. The SEC and the CFTC have made conflicting statements and don't even agree on what is a security and what is a commodity. And this is why the U.S. Congress is introducing new legislation to fix the situation, and the rest of the world's moving to put clear rules in place to support this technology. Instead of publishing a clear rule book, the SEC is taking a regulation by enforcement approach that's harming America. So if we need to avail ourselves of the courts to get clarity, so be it. By the way, in case it's not obvious, the Coinbase suit is very different from others out there. The complaint filed against us is exclusively focused on what is and what is not a security. And we are confident in our facts and the law. We'll get the job done. In the meantime, let's all keep moving forward. So when I don't know if you guys, I saw a list of what a whole bunch of coins and what was considered a security and what wasn't. Nobody knows who made this list, who are the people that reviewed these coins and decided they were a security. It's really bizarre because all of a sudden they have this list of this is a security and this isn't, like from the SEC, and everybody's like, wait a minute. What are you talking about? Like who did this investigation?
Right.
Where is the logic behind it? What is this list, right? So I was pretty surprised by that, and I just wanted to share what this tweet, what was written. I don't know if you guys saw the tweet from Charles Hoskinson talking about the Binance suit. He summed it up very well, and it's out there if you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it's he put up something on YouTube. I watched him on YouTube, so it's probably very similar. But again,
Yeah, good points. That is the other problem. Nobody can agree what a security is, right? Like in the 1940s, they came up with an idea of what a security was. Okay, it was a checklist. I forget the name of it. Some test, whatever. And
How we
crypto,
test.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And crypto doesn't really fit into that box, right? Essentially, it sort of kind of needs its own test, right? So then you have everybody arguing what is a security, what is not a security, what is stored value, things like that. And until you have a congressional vote that has some clear guidelines that you can look at a token or a coin and say, hey, this checks these boxes. That's a security. This one doesn't check all those boxes. Okay, that one's not a security. This whole willy-nilly with just random people throwing out lists of what is and what isn't is ridiculous.
well, I hope they figure it out. I hope they figure it out and get all this stuff organized so people can do what they want to do with these.
I think the problem I've always had is that, I mean, when you're talking about a security, and I'm giving a real broad overview of the Howey test, but basically you give your money to someone expecting a profit that you don't have to do any work. You just give them money, make me money. That's a security. And the problem I have with any cryptocurrency being considered as a security is that it's a currency. I can pay you with it. You know what I mean? And that's where this line between the SEC and the CFTC comes in, because the CFTC would be more appropriate if it's considered a commodity or a currency, which in my view it is, right? I can pay you with ADA. I can buy stuff with ADA in some situations, right? But there's other cryptocurrencies. You can go around the world, like Dash, for instance. In Latin American countries, you can pay for a Coke or a meal with coins like Dash and things like that. And Dash was listed as security. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I know for sure you can pay for things with this one particular coin. So I don't understand how it's a security when it's being used as a currency. Now, they're looking at it as, well, people buy it expecting the price to go up. And I get that. But that's where it's such a gray area, because at the end of the day, it's a currency. That's what it was designed to be used for. So that's why I'm very confused on why it's being considered a security when, in my mind, it's a currency.
Well said, Kaz. Very well said. And I agree with everything you said. In fact, to me, the only things that should be considered securities are ones that don't have any actual use case or pay. Meme coins. Okay, you want to call those securities? Fine. I got zero problem with that. Right. But anything that has utility, anything that you can buy, Kobe, right? You could use to mint. In our last mint, you could mint with Kobe. Kobe should not be considered a security. Look, I can go out and I can buy a fucking what do they call them? I don't know. I can buy some money from some other country, expecting the value to go up. Okay, and that's no different than cryptocurrency.
Iraqi dinar.
Yeah, there you go. Dinar, yen, rubles, whatever.
Baseball cards.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well, baseball cards is tricky, kind of, right? I mean, do you pay people in baseball cards? Most people won't accept baseball cards.
But that's what I mean. Like, did I buy the baseball card because I wanted the card, or because I thought its value was going to go up? You know what I mean? That's what I don't understand about the logic behind these rules.
That's a collectible.
That's an NFT.
Yeah, so but what's an NFT then, right?
Is it an NFT is a collectible also, probably.
Yeah. But, again, I think it's hard to determine what the person's motivation is who buys the coin or invest in this project or whatever. But at the end of the day, like you said, if it's got utility, like I can use this coin to do something, then I don't know. That's where I think it's not a security, right? It's being used. It has a purpose.
Can I speak?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Singapore, so I can give some perspective from the Singapore regulations. We actually debated this in 2019, which is about almost 3 years ago, and we have an act called the Payment Services Act. Sorry, that's the word, Payment Services Act. It comprises um, typical physical payments as well as digital payments like cryptocurrencies. So, in the eyes of our Securities Commission or something similar to SEC, right? Cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, Bitcoin, and all those top cryptocurrencies are termed as digital payment tokens. And actually, they are under the purview of our Securities Commission. So it's a bit of a hybrid between a currency, digital currency, and a security. But it's a proper way to register it, register the cryptocurrency and also the exchanges that can actually list these cryptocurrencies or trade them. So like crypto.com and Coinbase both have licenses in Singapore to operate. So in terms of when I say licenses, that means to say you can actually on and off ramp your local currency, which is the Singapore dollar, to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and all that, and as well as sell them, buy and sell. So totally legal, totally above board. And if you guys want to see a very good and clear regulation for cryptocurrency, you just Google this Digital Payment Act, 2019. Payment Services Act. Sorry, I got it confused. Payment Services Act 2019. Just Google it, and you will see the whole list of definitions. It's a bit lengthy, I know, but it's very well defined. They even define NFTs as a digital property and game assets under NFTs as something like digital properties as well. So basically, even NFTs are covered. In fact, I think there was this case in Singapore once where there was this local guy who was, I think, it was in a court case where the lawyer, the judge actually ruled for in favor of him because he was lending out his Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT, for in the DeFi protocol, right, and to get a loan, but somehow the loan, I think, got into some trouble or something there's a liquidation event or something like that. Then the judge was saying that the other counterparty, which is overseas, he illegally took away his Bored Ape Yacht Club, without his knowledge or without the owner's knowledge. They say this is actually is a theft of a digital property. So from that court case onwards, right, Singapore courts actually have precedents that NFTs are actually property. So they're not considered as securities in Singapore. So I guess I'm quite safe with my Cornucopias assets.
Yeah, well, that's the
so
NFTs, not the coin
Yeah,
itself.
because they are properties, treated as properties in Singapore, not as securities. So all those Cornucopias, NFTs and all that are like property in the eyes of the law here.
He brings up a good point, right? There are other countries that have established laws.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, the US could look at other countries and create some sort of framework but based on what other countries' rules and decisions have been, at least to bridge the gap. And then over time they can refine those laws, right? Every country thinks a little different, acts a little different, that's fine. Okay. But go take some of the things that some of these other countries have done. Look at them. Go, hey, did that work? Did it not work? Do we agree with that? Do we not agree with that? Okay. Here's a basic framework based on, things we've grabbed from all over the world and put something into effect sooner rather than later. The biggest problem is again, it's got to be approved by the House. It's got to be approved by the Senate. It can't get vetoed by the president. It's like it has all these things to go through. And right now, the U.S. is so polarized on many issues and especially crypto. So, again,
I,
it's
I think
it's hard to change the direction of an enormous ship. It takes time, but I wish they'd hurry the f up.
Yeah, if I may, for decades, ever since the end of World War II, the U.S. dollar has been kind of like the global currency that most countries kind of observe as being kind of the top dog. And that's been shifting in recent years. This almost feels like the U.S. refusing to see that the world economy system is changing. That, no longer is the dollar the dominant currency around the world. That there are other currencies that are evolving and people are using. And it's almost as if they're saying, no, we're top dog, we're top dog, we're top dog. It almost feels like they're in denial and just don't want to change with the world.
I think they're trying to figure out. I think you got a good point there, but I also think, like we talked about before, that they're just trying to figure out how they can make their money.
No, you're right. I think that's it too. I think
the U.S. don't like to do anything without making money, so
they see this as a threat to big banks.
Yeah,
I've always believed that it's a threat to the banks. If you can make money without them understanding how you're doing it. I've always thought that they lock up drug dealers not because they're selling drugs, because they're making a bunch of money they're not paying taxes on. That's the real crime. And I think it's the same thing here. And then Scruff, you mentioned the CBDC. CBDCs are a way to completely money. They can turn your money off. They can set parameters that say you can only spend this much money. You've met your limit and things like that. And that's when it gets Orwellian and scary, like 1984, because they can decide where you can spend your money and how much with a CBDC, because it's all controlled by them. And I think at the end of the day, everything comes down to control. Hey, we can't control this. We can't get around these vegan idiots over here with cryptocurrency. What are we? And I mean, how big is this population, right? Are we really that big of a threat to our nation by buying Kopi and playing AAA games? I don't know, but
Yeah,
that's what.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah, a
powers
big
that
threat.
be, the legacy system, does see it as a huge threat because they want more control, not less. And it's just like you're saying. I'm terrified of the CBDCs. Yeah, I think that's a big reason why I'm in crypto. It's not just to gain wealth or anything. Is I want to see a change to that system, and so I don't want to see it change for the worse.
I don't think CBDCs are going to fly here. I don't think. I think there's too much control.
I can see a very real possible path to it.
I don't know. I think Americans are smart enough to realize that that's going to be.
I agree with Stein on that.
I really wish I believed with you, Stein. I do. I wish the greater American population was as smart as you give them credit for.
Well, here's the thing, though. Even if they are, like, everyone knew when we got our stimulus package that it was going to weaken the dollar. I don't think anybody was really blindsided by that. But we're all so goddamn poor that we took it anyways. And that's what's going to happen with the CBDC. They're going to roll it out as some credit for you, and you're all too goddamn poor to turn away $2,000.
Look, I got news for you. It's going to start with the welfare program. All right. Instead of giving out food stamps and shit like that and government, subsidies and tax credits and shit like that, they're going to go, yeah, we'll give you some free money, but it's in the form of the CBDC. And you're right. That gives them the control. Oh, wait, you voted this way, or you said this thing, or
you didn't get your vaccine?
You don't have enough children? Okay, we're turning it off. I'm sorry, what?
I said you didn't get your vaccine?
Yeah.
Exactly. They'll turn it off. You bought too much red meat. You bought too much gas. You bought, hey, we got to save the planet. So you're done buying gas this month. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. And they're going to Trojan horse that shit into this economy. I think, yeah, it sounds scary and well, I'll be like, no, I don't want anything to do with that. And all of a sudden you're using it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. And they're going to make it to where you have to, right? They're going to make it hard to not use that eventually. Right. I mean, will you still be able to walk into a little mom and pop place and hand them some cash and things like that? Sure. But when you go to a Walmart or a Lowe's or any kind of big brand store, in 50 years, you're going to be paying in CBDC. And I hate it. I can't stand it. It drives me nuts. But unfortunately, I just don't think the general population is as smart as you give them credit for, Stein. I hope I'm wrong. I hope like hell I'm wrong. But we'll see.
Well, do you know, I just found out that our Singapore Monetary Authority of Singapore, right? Actually working with you guys in the US to come up with their own Singapore digital dollar, which is basically a CBDC. So we're actually in cahoots, man.
Yeah. Well,
no, it's not a good thing because they're going to take away our freedoms. I think that the average Singaporean have no idea because to be very fair, even though we are clean, we are very green and very efficient, but we are one party system. So why we can get the regulations out so fast 3 years ago? Because there's no opposition. Good and bad, right? at least it's clear here. At least that's the only thing good, I guess.
Kev, I think you were trying to make a point, and I may have talked over you. If I did, I apologize, but I'd love to hear your point.
No problem, mate. I was saying I agree with Stein. I think the American people are not stupid. They just don't see it coming. And when the day is there, they will stand up. That's what I think about the American population. They just see things too late. It's the same with your political issues and all that polarizing shit going on.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
But look how long it took us to, abolish prohibition. Once they enacted that for control, right? And look how long that took. And look how long it took to legalize, marijuana, when in other countries it was legal for long periods of time. It takes a long time.
You need to tell the whole story about before the legalizing. Before with marijuana, for example, it were only hippies making of culting, getting weed. They were not selling it. They were giving it away. in the hippie times, they were not incentivized to make money in those days.
Well,
and then
it actually goes back.
Go ahead, Stein.
It actually goes back to the 1920s, I believe, around the Prohibition times in that area when they wanted to put in. Wasn't it something to do with like the African Americans? They wanted to. African American and Spanish, they wanted to stigmatize them by legalizing marijuana because it was in like jazz clubs or some shit. I can't remember, but it had something to do with that. It had. I think it was way before the hippies, but I may be wrong. But that's what I remember.
My point is that what I'm making is these guys don't have their hands in it enough. They don't control it, so they need to control it first before they can market it.
Well, the thing was that when they illegalized marijuana, when they made it illegal, they also made hemp growing illegal.
Well, and so
hemp was a big product
to the lumber industry.
Yeah, well, hemp was a big product here in the United States. A lot of rope was made out of it. Burning rope, you smoking rope. Because hemp
grows on 98% of the planet naturally, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So it really put a big dent in the American economy when they did that because they wanted to. I don't know, man. Christ,
By the way,
a huge boon for the lumber industry.
I'd like to get off the political shit. I'd like to get off this political roll we're on right now. But
I started it 9 times. You're stuck with it.
I got something else we can talk about.
I'm going to cut you at an hour today, Stein. I'm not dealing with you longer than an hour today.
I know.
It's an endless story anyway. If you go politics,
I've been a chatty Cathy on this one too. So
What's the other one you got?
Today we introduce the availability of player accounts on the website. To get started, visit blah 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 cornucopias.io.
Ooh, the player accounts.
Cornucopias
Yeah,
dot-
I'm
is
so
it-
glad we can talk about this now.
Is it cornucopias.io? Is that where I'm seeing this?
That is correct.
Yeah.
And they just posted a thread to Twitter while we were in this space about it too. So I mean, the floodgates are really open. It's
Yeah.
not even just Discord anymore.
Yeah. Seven sent that over to me. The twit.
The twit.
What did you guys think about the process? I thought it went.
I thought it was
extremely
easy.
smooth. I want to say it took me a minute and a half, and that included linking my wallet and changing my profile pic.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah,
It was really quick. I think the longest thing was for me to find my freaking passcode.
Yeah.
I think everything worked perfectly. I wasn't able to link a wallet because I have all my stuff on my hardware on my data list, but I'm sure that that's stuff that they'll roll out in the future. So yeah, I mean,
And where do you?
Don't worry,
Why are you
Fryler.
having it on a daddy list?
One day we'll get you a grown-up wallet.
Yeah.
Fryler.
yeah.
Why are you having it on a
Yeah.
daddy
This was
list?
back in the day when it was like Yoroi or Daedalus.
Do you still do you?
I was trying to mint. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't use.
I want to know something, Fryler. Do you carry a Velcro wallet? IRL and
No.
He figures out how much money he has in it by using his abacus.
Ay.
No.
Fingers.
Hey,
So,
it
well-
sucks, dude, being an early adopter, and then you get locked in. I know how it is. I'm just dealing you crap, but
Yeah, no,
it's a pain.
I'll eventually set up a new wallet, but yeah, in any case.
Yeah, that'll take
it
Probably
would
a good time to do it.
Yeah.
Now that,
Fryler, why are you setting up a new wallet? You can just restore the seed somewhere else, unless you're trying to maintain some sort of air-gapped position. But
Yeah, exactly.
Fryler's
In fact,
all
yeah, you
Fryler's
just
all
go
about the
back-
air gapping.
I don't want to ever enter my hardware wallet's recovery phrase on my computer.
And who was that?
Well, you can link
Was
it
that
to your
Price Pro?
Nami or your Eternal.
you don't.
Jesus.
You
Yeah,
know, you know, Fryer, you can link it to your Nami or Eternal. There's an option to link hardware
I would
wallet.
have to enter my seed phrase, though, correct?
No, you don't have to. How I do it is I just connect my hardware wallet, which is the Trezor, to the Nami, and then what happens is it just magically pops up.
Oh,
Yeah, you just have to authorize it on the device, Fryler.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
and I've actually done that, but with Daedalus, it doesn't like translate well. It like
Oh,
What is it, in
it portions
Spanish?
out your wallet into different.
because of the multi
Yeah,
address.
and so you never know which you're gonna have 30 wallets and you don't know what's in what one, and it's annoying. I did try that once.
Oh boy.
well, Eternal.
Hey, this
will
is
let
not
you
my
use it.
technical issue space. Let's move on from me. No one help me.
Well,
You can't help
one
me.
thing calling out: Eternal will let you turn it back into single address mode. It's never truly that way, but it looks like single address, and it lets you do hardware.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give that a shot. I'll run it through my Eternal. I think I probably did NAMI last time, so.
Run it through your attorney. Hey,
Okay,
My
Fryler,
attorney?
real
You're
quick.
my attorney.
did everybody
Stein.
get that name that they wanted on Cornucopias?
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Wait,
I
what
ran
do you
some
mean?
Stein back to Stein. You had to pay good money for that.
The
We have to
Stein.
lock our name in this thing. We can't just change it willy nilly.
Well, no,
No.
you can change
it.
but remember, if there's another person that has your name, like I wanted Scruffy. If somebody else had taken Scruffy first, I would have had to do like Scruffy Live.
Scruffy
Oh,
One.
I should have
Look like a
taken
genius.
Scruffy. That would have been a fucking ball buster
I
right
want to
there.
be Scruffy. I want to be Steve.
You know, I think I'm going to change mine next time to Scruffy.
Scruffy.
Go, give
I
it a
just
shot.
feel like a Scruffy.
Try that.
I think we
Go
should
ahead,
all just
try
be
it.
like
Let me know
Scruffy
how that
1,
works.
Scruffy 2, Scruffy 3.
Lucky for me, there's only one Pinball Ninja.
No.
I'm going to create a second account, Scruffy Live 365, just so you can't have that one also.
Well,
Oh, no, that would be my first one to do.
Well, I've already done it. Too late.
I did the
I'm
Stein
on the website now.
66.
Yeah.
I had to
Stein
because
69.
I couldn't do Stein.
So you're going to have to purge some usernames. I'm sure that all the OGs here are going to try to snatch up all the good names and just sit on them for a while. Sorry, Rob's listening.
in here too. He's listening.
All the good names.
Oh well.
Hi, Rob. How are you doing, buddy?
Oh well. Rob's always
No, I
listening.
thought it-
He's got his ear
I
to
did
the
think
to
it
the
went well,
grindstone.
though.
What's that?
Yeah, it did. It went really well.
Yeah, it was super quick. I thought it was very, very impressive that it was like that. The only thing I don't like is allow cookies or decline. Decline cookies.
Well,
You
that's
do?
fine. You can decline them.
Mm,
Why don't you like it? They gave you the option.
well,
Better than those websites that pop up and they won't let you do anything but accept them.
No, I'm just messing with
That's got to be illegal.
I also
I know,
see
right?
a member of Cornucopias' newest partner, DEGA. Freaketon is in here. So everybody say hi to Freaketon.
Hello.
What's up, Freaketon?
Hello. Oh, they missed the beginning when we were talking about DEGA.
Yeah.
The whole first 20 minutes was about DEGA.
Wait, I thought the beginning was Stein having technical difficulties.
That was the beginning 20 minutes, and then we
that was the first 45 minutes. First 45 minutes was a fucking. Nah, we got to get off this shit. It's been an hour. No, I put a tweet out. I put a tweet out. I just put it
since you actually got things underway.
No,
like,
I think it's been.
I missed
Stein woke up from his nap.
I missed like 3 minutes. I think 3 or 4 minutes.
3? Really?
Well, because I started 2 minutes early.
Yeah, it was a long time when you were in it, but it was probably only 3 actual minutes.
Yeah, because I started 3 minutes early and I set a timer. So I started 2 minutes early and I set a timer. But yeah, I put a tweet out to them.
It's 3 minutes in dog minutes.
I put it.
Cool. It's cool of them to show up. You tweeted out to DEGA?
I did. I don't know if they got it though, but Freaketon.
Does Freaketon want to say a few words?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't want to put him on the spot. I was gonna say we were posited a question by the community before, but
yeah. Well, yeah, I put a tweet out when we talked about that. But
oh, that was in your tweet?
Yeah, I just said we're talking about you right now. We're talking about DEGA right now. So
well, I have to compliment Mr. Ping. He actually improved the whole process of the NFT viewing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know that? Yeah, before when we were testing it, it was like much slower and it took very long to load the video. But now when I tested it today, it was like very smooth, super smooth.
Well, I just want to say from a former web designer that this website is kick-ass. I like the part where you log into your account and you're in your accounts, like account settings or account setup or your account overview. They got the latest announcements right there on the right. You can just click on them. I think that's kick-ass.
Yeah, I was blown away, man. I was blown away. It's beautiful. Yeah.
And
took 2 seconds to get in there and get everything set up. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. And then you can see all your assets, and you can actually turn the display video off, so you can just have it if you're internet.
So it'll load in faster for you too. Yeah, that was a great idea for people that have huge wallets.
Huge wallets. My wallet's so big, when I slipped, I fell off it and broke my leg.
It's not the size of your wallet. It's just to make sure you're not using Daedalus.
Not everybody's Daedalus resembles the medium fry from McDonald's, Fryler.
When my Daedalus loads next week, I'm going to send all my assets over, and I'm going to break this thing.
You ain't breaking this website.
Your burn wallet.
Let's see if there's anything I want to change on this website.
Oh, hey, we got a request.
I'm gonna. I don't think there's. I got 2-factor authentication set up. Everybody got that set up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But we are being joined by Freaketon. Freaketon, nice to have you today.
Yeah. Welcome.
Yeah, it's fun. I saw you going live, and it was like, this has to be fun. This is like Mafia going live. Dude, I'm excited to be here. Just happy listening to you guys and, loving you in the project and the partnership and everything we're doing. The vibe, is like, this is why we're all here. So thank you. Just wanted to say hi.
Well, hi and welcome. Yeah, we go every Wednesday. So we talk mostly, I would say 70% Cornucopias.
Yeah, when we're not getting off track.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, yeah.
Hey,
it's normally my fault.
Freaketon, do you want to take a couple minutes and just point out the ISPO for DEGA real quick, and how people can earn some free token?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's do it. The ISPO is happening, and it's starting on the 19th of this month. So we're gonna start with Cardano. but at the end is a multi-chain, I think is the first multi-chain ISPO in history in the world. And the whole idea for this is for you to be able to stake and support the project, make some DEGA tokens that then are going to be used in the DEGA ecosystem, for creating games, for creating meta chains, but also as players and as interacting with all the games in the space. So it's something new, something special, but it's something that benefits all. And the Cornucopia family, the Cornucopia project, and the Mafia have been really supportive, and we're part of the same ecosystem. So I think it's really exciting. I invite you to follow DEGA underscore org, and in Twitter, and find out about what we are, what we mean, what we dream, what we're building.
I have a question that I think maybe a lot of people might be asking out there in our ecosystem, and that is, are we going to be able to use DEGA coins somehow inside of Cornucopias? Is that ever? Is that on the table? Is that even a thought?
That's not a question I can answer, bro. But I'm surely gonna take it for tomorrow's Twitter space to talk with Carlos. So maybe we'll get some information from him tomorrow morning at 2 p.m. UTC is the time we do the spaces.
I'm really interested to see how the multi-chain part of the ISPO is going to work out. I thought it was really brilliant when we were listening to the last Kopi Cafe, and he was talking about how they had the idea to marketize or whatever the whole ISPO model. So I think that's really fascinating.
Yeah, I wanted to interject here. I wanted to. We were talking about this earlier, and I want to get it from the horse's mouth instead of Scruffy's, which is usually pretty spot on. If something happens to DEGA, how will that affect Cornucopias? Like if something happens with your infrastructure or your team or whatever, if it collapses, I don't want to, say that's going to happen. I'm just,
Wow, way to bring the mood down.
No.
I know. And you calling me a horse to start the conversation?
No. It's I want to get it right from the horse's mouth.
Hey, thanks for popping in. But what happens if you guys fail?
Yeah. What if you guys just fucking? Jesus Christ, man! I'm just trying to get some clarity. That's all.
No, but with technical questions and all that, we're having this spaces every day. It's morning for me and 2 p.m. UTC. So you can just come in and comment and ask questions. And by the way, if there's a contest for the people that comment, mention friends, retweets, and invites, and you can make DEGA tokens, So I'm inviting you all to come tomorrow to the space and ask those questions, because we're going to have Carlos, the CEO and founder, who's an amazing tech guy. So he'll answer all those questions. I'm the fun, freaky guy here. So I'll ask you, or I'll answer your spiritual questions, your freaky questions, and all those things. So,
okay. Well, I won't bring it down.
I would argue that you're all fun, because my interactions with your team so far have been nothing but fun. And then there's the tribes contest, right, Freak?
Yeah, we have several things going on right now, by the way. So there are a lot of ways to make DEGA tokens. So this concept of play your way is also opening the opportunity for people who want to be part of DEGA, build with us, but maybe their talents are reflected in creating content or creating community or creating guilds and tribes or bringing people, So we're all good for something, and we have the talent. And in DEGA, we're here to support that, and we're a really creative community. So in the play your way gamification, whole concept going on, we have every day we're putting out a Twitter that if you retweet, you share, you comment, you mention 3 people, you can make DEGA tokens. We have every day at the Twitter spaces, the people who comment and share also can make DEGA tokens. If you're in the Discord and you're actively inviting people to the Discord, and you're the person who invited the most people in one day, you can also make DEGA tokens. Then we have the creative content contest that goes bi-weekly. We theme it. This week is music. So for people that want to create hip hop, rap songs, romantic, whatever you want to do, want to create videos, put your talent out there, we're also rewarding that because that's what we live for. And in Twitter every day, we're gonna be launching also like creative contests for memes and images and things like that, where you can win these things. But the concept of tribes, and that's where I was getting, it's also a core belief that so just so you know, for me, community and tribes are different. Community is people talking, interacting. Tribes is because we're joined by dreams, by a vision, by purpose, by values, by rituals. We all want to thrive together, and you get rewarded by bringing things to the tribe, and the tribe gets rewarded by everything you bring. So the concept of tribes is kind of it is the backbone of what we're building. And we want in the DEGA realm all these tribes, guilds, and clans to be able to thrive, dream, and reach the best version of their biggest vision of themselves and their tribe. So tribal for us is also allowing you to connect and create your own tribal economy with, remember Carlos said it this morning, with the goal that everyone in the world has the necessary tools and opportunities to make at least $400 a month. You know, and this is game changer for the whole world, because maybe in the US is $400 is not that much, but in places where you have a minimum wage of $60 a month, dude, this is real money we're talking about, real opportunities to grow. So for us, the whole tribal movement is key in what we're building. And right now we're giving away also DEGA tokens for the first tribe that reaches 1,000 members. And though there's a lot going on right now in the project. So, but the main thing is the ISPO, which I think is his history in the making.
And I'm going to give a shameless plug here. If you join their Discord and go into general chat and type !Mafia, you'll join the Mafia tribe.
Oh yeah, that tribe is growing fast, bro. But I still, you owe me homework in the you still have some work to do in the tribe, in the Mafia tribe, for people to join and for people to be attracted to you. But you're going fast. You're gonna get fast to the 1,000 members. I'm sure of that. And if you allow me to say something I'm not supposed to say, I'm not, like, I cannot have favorites in the tribal system, but I love the Mafia, and you know why. We talked about it. I love the Mafia, and it feels family in there. So, guys, you gotta go in and check it
I'm
out.
glad we're recording this. That'd be a nice short.
A lot of it.
No, erase that part.
I think a lot of it, Freaketon, has to do with our vision and our goals are very similar in a lot of respects. We wanted to build a community that comes together and works and plays and creates together, and you know, and we hope to be able to have our in real life meetups, not just at the cons, because you know we do go to cons, but like, you know, we want to be on a beach someday celebrating, you know, like together and having drinks and meeting each other's families and all of that kind of good stuff.
In Costa Rica.
In Costa Rica, I was gonna say,
yes.
The Liquid event is gonna happen. The Liquid Reality event is gonna happen, and I bet you it's gonna be in Costa Rica. We will see. We will meet there for sure. But guys, I gotta jump on to another call. It was just dropping by to say hello. It was really cool meeting you and really fun. So take care, guys.
Hey, thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Take care.
Well, that was great. That was a first call in.
Yeah, it was a good one too.
Yeah.
Good partnership, man. A lot of good energy over there.
Absolutely. Well, guys, it's getting that time. I gave you a couple extra minutes because I did a faux pas in the beginning. I couldn't get online. I don't know what happened. Well, it was a good Twitter space today, I must say. A lot of interesting things we talked about.
And we went quickly. We were like cha 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 cha.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we did a good Twitter space today, but I do have to go. I allow myself an hour, so.
I'm too busy for you to wind this down any longer. Come on, let's go.
Well, Scruff, anything to say?
Believe it or not, no.
You say that every week. He says it every week, doesn't he? Right?
I'm sorry. I missed the first few minutes, Stein, so forgive me, but I haven't heard you say damn cat yet.
I already did. I didn't say damn cat. I said quiet.
Can you just give me one anyway? Because I kind of
can't. She's not here. Damn cat.
I don't. I missed any kind of cat reference in this one.
Oh.
So yeah, I think you now just hit your quota.
Oh,
well done.
Jeez. Yeah, cat drove me crazy yesterday. Don't.
Yeah, I was going to call in a wellness check on the cat because I hadn't heard it during our whole discussion this morning either.
Well, he's building a new room, and I keep wondering: did he build the room to lock the cat in, or
no?
To lock the cat
I'll
out?
tell you what happened. I'll tell you what happened. I'm working. I put down the underlayment flooring, right, which has like little divots in it. You know, like it's like little holes. And the cat got locked downstairs because somebody didn't remember that the cat was downstairs, and the cat shit on the underlayment, which was not easy to clean.
So now you have cat shit in your holes.
No, I cleaned it out, but it wasn't easy. I had to go get I had to go get a brush from over my work area and spray that shit all down and get it out. But yeah, that was fun. So
now Stein has built his cat a new home, and it's in a box labeled Schrodinger.
Yeah.
Schrodinger's. Yeah. I don't dare to check on it. That's the problem. The hard part was I didn't know where to get the uranium, but yeah, it is what it is. For all you physicists out there. Doc Brown, that's right. Well, how about you, Fryler? Anything? Any last words on it?
Yeah, just the usual. Just want to thank everyone for showing up today. I know we had a really interesting discussion on the roster, so yeah, thank you everyone for showing up and listening to us ramble. It was a great week, great space.
Thanks, man. It certainly was. Yeah, I'm using a new recording gear, and last week I had a little problem, but it did come out a little bit too loud on my end, and I wasn't able to adjust it. But hopefully this recording will come out a little bit better. I think I might have got everything figured out, but it will be on our YouTube channel, as you know.
We also did, by the way, speaking of the YouTube channel, we did have a request.
Oh.
We had two requests. One, to include chapters, if at all possible. I realize that takes time and it's a little extra work, but it might help for the SEO.
I think it does chapter. I have it set on chapters automatic. It takes a while for it to do that. So
you're doing it with the
I'm not doing it with
DaVinci?
No, I'm doing it with YouTube. YouTube makes the chapters automatically, I believe, right? So
and labeled based on content?
I think so. Let me see. If I go into our YouTube settings and I go to that's the wrong.
You don't have to do it.
Well, I want to check.
I wanted to bring it to your attention.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you for that. But I want to check, like, if we did the sports and gambling one, no chapters. How about this one? No chapters. What the hell? Okay, no chapters, I guess.
I always have to put them in myself, you know.
I was going to say, I have to manually do them, but...
I guess they don't go through. I mean, they did it on our 2-week links. Maybe because this is a static image or some shit. I don't know. I don't know. That's work, man. That's work.
I know.
Was there another request?
I'm just telling you, it was request. Oh, the other one was just a little bit shorter intros. You know, get to the meat of it a little quicker.
What do you mean, shorter intros? Us talking in the beginning,
good morning and stuff, or the recording.
Well, I mean.
Well, I cut off the recording. It's only the woman talking. So there's no.
No. I just
excellent suggestion still.
Yeah, I just think they wanted us to get into whatever topic that we're talking about.
Yeah, and not
Just
get
move quicker. Yeah.
swirled initially.
Not like 10 minutes down the road and we start the first topic.
The hell with
You
them.
know, I'm thinking they're thinking like, 2-3 minutes or something. I don't know.
That I can't control.
I am the messenger.
Well, thank you very much.
Do not shoot me.
We will not shoot you.
No, I think it's a good suggestion.
It's a good suggestion, but it's fun for us, and I don't want to take my part away. That's fun because then I will not enjoy doing this. So
yeah, but Stein, people want to go straight to the leaks, man.
they can fucking they can go right ahead to the leaks, man. They can jump right ahead, man. That's why they want chapters.
Now you know how the team feels when everyone's like, "Shut up and tell us about your project."
Hey, man,
we don't care about you.
Yeah, we don't care about what's going on. We just want to know. We just want to see some gameplay.
Yeah, I don't care what you drink. I don't care if you ever drink again.
Oh, sounds like Mike.
Oh man, that's.
Oh, let's not name names. No,
oh, that's horrible.
Like Stein to me.
Well, you know what? You know what I have to say about that. I just have to say.
This has been a Corn Mafia Guild Twitter space with your hosts, Stein and Fryler. Please join us every Wednesday at the same time, 5 p.m. UTC. We would like to thank all of our guests for their insights and input on today's topics. We also would like to thank all of you, our listeners, for taking time out from your busy day to join us. A full audio version of this conversation will be provided on our YouTube channel. You can find out more about the Corn Mafia Guild at our website, cornmafiaguild.io. So, until next week, thank you again, and have a great day.